All right, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? All right, I'm recording this around 10:30 in the morning, West Coast time. Obviously, it's a Sunday. Just wanted to get this up. I'm going to be doing my show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. anyways. But I thought I really think this is actually a very interesting story, and I'm very curious to see how it all plays out. Saw something this morning, seen it for a couple of days, but saw it this morning, and I'm like, all right, let me just put a video up here real quick talking about Bradley Beal here for a quick second. Okay, so let's do this before I just even start the topic or anything like that. Hopefully, everybody had a great 4th of July. I'll still be on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys don't mind. This is just going to be a quick video specifically on Bradley Beal, the chances that the Lakers actually get him, what they would need to do to get him if he hits the open market as a free agent, and is it a good idea or is it not? So we'll just kind of play those out here real quick. So I'll share this with everybody. I think we could kind of look at it together. But there's a couple reports out there. And one of the reports, and I'll share this here, Evan Sidery, here's what he put out. At least 5 teams are expected to show free agent interest in Bradley Beal once he officially becomes available later this week. The Bucks, the Clippers, the Heat, the Lakers, and the Nuggets. As a pure score at a significantly cheaper annual salary, Beal's market among contenders would be robust. Okay, so no real shock or surprise here. If Bradley Beal becomes available, there's going to be a lot of teams trying to ask for his services. I want to make sure I properly put this out here too. John Gambadoro, Arizona Sports 98.7 FM in Phoenix. He's the one that originally put out this tweet. He's the one that's really been, the Kevin Durant stuff that was out there. This guy's been all over it. I guess has been doing sports talk radio out in Arizona for almost 30 years, something like that. So Lakers interested in Bradley Beal. There'll be a ton of teams that are interested. I was texting with Eric Pincus this morning, and I'm like, Eric, all right, if they get him, how are they going to get him? Here's what he said. They can spend their biannual exception a little over $5 million. Means they have to cut Shake, but that's probably happening at some point. So can they make it happen? And the reports out there that Bradley Beal will probably get bowed out in the next 28 to 40 or 24 to 48 hours. Structurally, can they do it? Yes, they can. Now it's just going to be a matter of where does Bradley Beal want to play. So let's kind of use that as an example here. Let me just give my kind of quick thoughts on this. Bradley Beal is still just 32 years old. So, something to keep in mind in regards to that. I think it's easy sometimes. I feel like Bradley Beal is a lot older. He's not. He's only 22 years old. Has he been in an awful situation in Phoenix? Sure. Absolutely he has. No question about it. Is he still putting up decent numbers? Okay, let's look at his numbers. 17 points a game, almost 4 assists a game, and about 3 rebounds. All right, what's at least his shooting percentage? What does it look like from the field? Shooting around, if you round it off, about 39% from the 3-point line is where he's at from a 3-point perspective. Obviously, that's probably the most important from that perspective. What is he still doing from the 3-point line? A lot of people might look at Beal right now and have a negative stigma on him. Might look at Bradley Beal and say to themselves, I mean, do we want another player like this? I mean, the guy has been in a losing situation for the last couple of years. Clearly didn't work out in the Phoenix Suns. You kind of go back and forth here of how you view and how you look at Bradley Beal. Let me help you with this view, and let me help you from my perspective. If the question is, can the Lakers use a guy like Bradley Beal? If the question is it worth for the Lakers to try to pursue a guy like Bradley Beal? I can help you with that answer. The answer is yes, it is worth it. And if the Lakers get an opportunity to go after Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal has some genuine interest in coming to the Lakers, they should, no question about it, go try to get him. The position that the Lakers are in right now, which is a little bit unique. And I don't know if Bradley Beal is going to look at the Lakers situation and say, hey, that's a place that I want to go. Or is Bradley Beal going to look at the Lakers situation and just say, look, they already got Austin Reeves is already there. Where are they going to slot me? Am I coming in off the bench? Am I starting? LeBron needs the ball. Luka needs the ball. Reeves needs the ball. No, I'm just not a good fit there. DeAndre Ayton just came over. He could easily, obviously describe the situation as that. He could look at situations like the Milwaukee Bucks and say, hey, Bucks are desperate for a player like me. Or Miami, I know what I'm going to get in Miami. Just using these as examples, other destinations. But I think for the Lakers, you got to be opportunistic. And if the Lakers are trying to build everything for the next couple of years, and we've heard and we've seen some of the reports out there, they really, really want to save some of their cap space for 2027. They want to build around Luka Doncic. They're not trying to get into long-term contracts. Dorian Finney-Smith gone because he went and signed 4 years somewhere else. Lakers were not willing to give up 4 years. We don't really know what the future for the Lakers is going to be. We just know that they're ready to move on from the LeBron James chapter whenever that comes. It seems like it's going to be this year, as in when this season is over. And they really want to start building for the future, which I think is the right thing to do. And they've been maybe less hesitant. Maybe the move just hasn't been there, but Dalton Connect's still on the roster. Obviously, they moved up 20 spots to make a draft pick this year and go get a wing player. They still got that 2031. And they got some pick swaps that are still available. I don't know if Lakers, by the time this video is done, Lakers could have traded all of them for a player. Or they could be signaling that every move we make is going to be with the mindset of the long term and the big picture, which is completely the right way to do it if you're the Lakers. But in the short term, if we can grab a DeAndre Ayton and it doesn't cost us anything, then we're going to do it. And if Bradley Beal becomes available and wants to be a Los Angeles Laker, and then we got to figure out, all right, what's Beal going to be doing? Is he coming off the bench? Is he starting? Is Austin Reeves starting? Is he coming off the bench? What are the type of minutes that we want to give him? Is this going to be more of a headache, or do we just acquire talent and figure it out? Especially with two unbelievable passers like LeBron and Luka Doncic. What kind of looks will Bradley Beal get here? Because we know when he was in Phoenix, Devin Booker needs a ball in his hands. Kevin Durant needs the ball in his hands. Both of those guys are more primarily scorers other than actually being guys that will dish the ball. Don't get me wrong. Bron can score, so can Luka, but they also have natural tendencies of dishing the ball and getting 10 dimes a game. They don't have a problem with that. With all that in mind, does Beal look at a situation with the Lakers and say, you know what? I think I could do some damage here. I think I can. I'm still going to get paid my $110 million. I don't care what happens with the Phoenix Suns. If they want to stretch me out for X amount of years, that's completely up to them. I'm going to get my money either way. I think the bigger question for Bradley Beal is the Lakers situation the best fit for him for the next couple of years? Is it the Lakers or is it some of these other teams? And if we look at, the teams listed here, there's going to be a lot more. We know that. Bucks, Clippers, Heat, Lakers, Nuggets. I mean, hell, you look at Denver as a potential landing spot. Does he come to the Denver Nuggets and come off the bench and just give them some depth and immediately compete for an NBA championship? I mean, obviously, he's going to have some options here. He's going to have some real options. And I could make a case, or I could sit here and tell you that, look, I get it. There's some teams out there that probably make more sense for Bradley Beal than the Lakers. But if you are the Lakers, and if you're a Laker fan out there and you're asking that question about Bradley Beal, you got to be opportunistic. And you got to look at situations where guys might not be happy somewhere else. Or in this case, the Suns are blowing this entire thing up, which frankly, I think it's the right thing to do. I don't know if I'm stretching for 5 years and have that on the books like the Bucks did with Damian Lillard. I don't know if I would do that. It's just like you're kicking that can down the road, and it's just a credit card. Everything's going on a credit card, and you're going to eventually have to pay those bills. But I think if I'm looking at this from a Laker perspective, just get talent. And Bradley Beal is still a 32-year-old, wildly talented player that needs to find a role and needs to play with guys that play to his strengths. Clearly, that wasn't happening with the Phoenix Suns. They tried to go big three, and that big three just completely collapsed. If you're the Lakers and you could try to get Bradley Beal, you do it in a heartbeat, in my opinion. It's not costing you anything. There's no risk in getting him. There is no, oh my God, this is going to be on our books for the next 3-4 years. That's not how it works. Same thing with Ayton. Ayton, they desperately needed that position. So that one was a no-brainer as well. But Ayton, what's the risk? There's no risk. I'm not telling you that that's the answer and Hakeem Olajuwon is coming in. I'm telling you that there's no risk in bringing him in. It's not apples to apples because they desperately needed Ayton's position. They don't desperately need Beal's position. but they can certainly use it. And he's a talented enough player. And if you get him for $5 million, the biannual, like Pincus was talking about, it's a no-brainer. The question, I think, will come down to Bradley Beal. Does he think that being with the Lakers, being around this team, playing with Luka and LeBron, a team that's not exactly known for their defensive prowl and a perfect team, built together, still going to have size issues, and they'll take their chances what they got. They re-signed Jackson Hayes. Hopefully Maxi Kleber is going to be ready to go, and that's kind of the size that they have. Does he want to stay in the West? Does he think it's going to be easier to go out into the Eastern Conference? Does he feel like he can have more impact with another team? That's really going to be the question. But kind of a fascinating morning seeing this go down. And again, I think for me, the biggest emphasis more than anything else, the thing that I care most about, the way the Lakers are trying to find a way to add a player like Bradley Beal or trying to add some of their talent is they're just trying to be opportunistic. Teams that are buying out players, teams that are saying we no longer want a partnership with you. Could happen with Damian Lillard as well. We've talked a little bit about Damian Lillard. That to me is probably the best thing that can happen to the Lakers is other situations are going down with other teams, and he's just simply trying to take advantage of it. You guys remember I had Keith Smith on the show, and he put an article on Spot Track. It was really good. A little bit about Bradley Beal's numbers. $53 million owed this year, $57 owed next year, 2 years, $110, almost $111 million that's owed to Bradley Beal. Ain't coming out of the Lakers' pocket. I'll tell you that right now. It's not coming out of the Lakers' pocket. So that to me is the most important thing. I'm looking at this here, and he had some details here about what it would look like for a buyout. What would it look like if they waive him and then stretch him? So I'm not going to sit here, and I don't need to worry about it from a Suns perspective. Let's just say there's going to be some dead money on their books. Okay. Question I got for Laker fans out there is, what do you think? Is this, listen, he's a big personality as well. He's, obviously been an all-star before. I don't know where he is at this stage of his career of saying, hey, look, I'll play any role. You want me to come off the bench? Awesome. Maybe the Lakers want to start him and then give Austin Reeves an opportunity off the bench and basically tell Austin Reeves, I would say Beal's a better defender than Austin Reeves. His defensive stats actually weren't terrible with the Phoenix Suns. But if you want to bring Austin Reeves off the bench, and then Reeves kind of gets the, hey, now you get to go do your thing for the Lakers when there are some substitutions, whatever the case is, and then play just the best five when you're closing out a game. I think all that kind of comes into play. I'm not saying this is going to happen. If I had to give my real gut, my hunch on this one, I don't think he thinks the Lakers are the best position for him for the next couple of years. I don't think he looks at the Lakers situation and says, oh my gosh, I'm a perfect fit right there. He may look at Denver and say that. He may look at the Clippers and say that. He may just say, guys, I'm going to the Eastern Conference. I'm going to the Bucks. I'm getting the hell out of the Western Conference. I want nothing to do with the West. I would get that. I would understand that. I think that would make a lot of sense. But he's going to have some decisions to make. So throw it out to Laker fans out there. What do you think? Is this something that you think would be an unbelievable addition, or why are they even wasting their time with this? So that's one question that I'll throw out there. The other thing that I'll just mention, and then I'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I think there, still are some things that are still cooking and shaking, and seeing if, I've seen the Lakers names, not just for Bradley Beal. There's some other players out there that the Lakers can still find a way to obviously bring add to the roster. Still work to be done. Are they staying? If you'd have told me that by the time we got to Sunday, July 6th, and the Lakers have not gone out and made a trade, that surprises me a little bit. I thought the Lakers would be very active in the trade market. That hasn't happened yet. It's okay. It doesn't have to happen yet. But Rui's still on the team, and Dalton Connect, we saw obviously in the California Classic yesterday. He's still on the team. You still got that first rounder. You still got Gabe Vincent's contract. So we're still very, very early in the free agency. And, we'll obviously see if the Lakers decide on doing anything. Back on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Thank you for taking some time on this Sunday to watch this video. Lakers interested in Bradley Beal. Does he share the same interest in the Lakers? We'll find out in the next 24, 48 hours. It seems like all signs point out that he's going to get bought out. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Sunday morning, great Sunday, and then we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.